This changes everything for the Devils. Stepping up and scoring in a playoff push, that's never a bad thing. Getting hot late, that's great. Welcome in to Devils Digest. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Look, when Jack Hughes went down, the Devils needed that secondary scoring. You go back to October, December, beginning of the season, and you saw how this secondary scoring worked. Stefan has hit a career high in goals. He did that in January. Paul Cotter came on and scored right away. When the Devils were playing their best hockey, they were getting goals from their stars and goals from that secondary scoring. Players were stepping up. The team was doing well. Now, then Jack Hughes goes down. And maybe the secondary scoring, not as much there, not as relevant, not as, you're not seeing it as much. Well, when that happens, you're going to have to see it, or things aren't going to go your way. One player who definitely has answered the call, Erik Haula. 3 goals in his last 4 games, 3-game goal streak. Look, we know the type of season Erik Haula's had. Maybe he hasn't scored as much as he did in the past. He has a 27-game pointless streak at one point this season. But when you put it into context, you go ahead and you look. Not really playing with Jack Hughes this season. Got hurt. He's 34 years old. So when you look at those type of things, especially injury, you have to put into perspective. Maybe we're not looking for, that 40-point player he was playing with Jack Hughes. Maybe you just need him to step up at the right times. Because we go back to that playoff run. Erik Haula is one of the better Devils in those playoffs. He was getting goal scoring. He was creating offense. He had a goal in Game 7. I think we all really like that. But when you put into perspective, he's there to get you bottom 6 points. He's there to create some type of goal scoring. He's there to, be that player in the locker room who a lot of players like, give them that extra spark. I mean, he has experience. He's in the playoffs basically every single year, even when he wasn't on New Jersey. Then he comes over to New Jersey and all of a sudden, oh wow, Devils are in the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying it's all Erik Haula, but definitely was a big part to that Devils run. And when you look at what he's done as of late, the Devils needed someone to be able to step up into their top 6. Erik Haula's provided that. He's got 4 goals, 2 assists in his past 10 games. He's playing on a line with Dawson Mercer. Dawson Mercer had one of his best games of the season against Chicago. When you look at this full top 6, and you see, obviously you're getting the goals from the Nico Hischiers, the Jesper Bratt, to Timo Meiers. But you do need some type of scoring to take a little bit of pressure off of them. Because you look at the top 6, to start the year, I mean, there's 3 of them that really maybe aren't in that top 6. Dawson Mercer has struggled this year. Had one of his best games of the season 2 nights ago in Chicago. Timo Meier has turned it on as of late. Andre Palat, another player, maybe a little bit older. So when you look at those type of things and you see that, Timo Meier's giving it for you, Jesper Bratt's giving it for you, Nico Hischier's giving it for you. We need some type of response from some of these players who maybe aren't scoring as much. And Erik Haula has been one of those players who's been able to give it to us. He's been able to come out here and be an effective player throughout the lineup. I mean, averaging just 15 minutes a night, and he's got 4 goals in his past 10 games, 3 in his past 4, 3-game goal streak. I look back, and he did get hurt, and I think it does say that did have some type of factor into his 27-game pointless streak. It's tough to come back from injury. It's tough to come back from injury when you're older. It's not something that we should just take lightly and go, oh, well, you know what? He's got a 27-game pointless streak. He's not very good anymore. Well, I look at it and I say, well, that's a little bit of an outlier, isn't it? Has he ever had a 27-game pointless streak in the past? No, but he got hurt this year. And then he had it this year. So I look at it much more as an outlier and not so much the type of player that he is. The type of player that he is, he's been able to come in here and step into a top 6 role for the Devils while, they're trying to get healthy. I mean, obviously, Cody Glass out right now. Jack Hughes out for the rest of the season. So they need this type of scoring, and he's been the one to step up. Because I go ahead and I look at the rest of the bottom 6. There's not as much offensive production here. These are past 10 game numbers, by the way. I should have said that. But these are the past 10 game numbers. Cotter's got 2 goals. Stefan Nason 1. And that was an empty netter. So when I look at this bottom 6, the Devils clearly need more bottom 6 scoring. They clearly need more production from their bottom 6. Because we can't have, 4 players in the last 10 games don't have a goal, and the other 2, one of them has an empty net goal. I mean, we know we've loved Stefan Nason's season so far. We love a good story. But we know that Stefan Nason probably isn't a 30-goal scorer like he was on pace for back in January. You could hit 30, doesn't mean, you're that bona fide known 30-goal scorer. I mean, it's a great accomplishment if you hit 30, obviously. But we don't look at those players and say, that's a guy who can get you 30 every single season. I mean, Stefan Nason hit his career high in January. And he's been a great story, and he's been great for the Devils. This is nothing to say, Stefan Nason hasn't done his job. No, he's more than done his job. We just shouldn't expect this to be a 30-goal scorer. Would we like some more goals maybe recently? Yeah, it'd be nice. But Stefan Nason has definitely done his job this season for New Jersey. He's been able to provide secondary scoring. He's been able to provide primary scoring in the beginning of the season. So hopefully he can refine that part of his game. Because the Devils definitely do need some more goal scoring in their bottom 6. Cody Glass will be a nice get back. Maybe Daniel Sprong finds his way in the lineup. I mean, you never know, because Sheldon Keefe changes his lineup quite often. And it's changed even more since the Jack Hughes injury. Hopefully we get Cody Glass back in the lineup tonight, because definitely someone who can help score. No injury update on that yet. Maybe Daniel Sprong. I'd like to see them give Daniel Sprong maybe a little bit more of a look. We'll see on that, but Erik Haula has been very good for the Devils as of recent. So let me know what you think. Let me know who you think and maybe the bottom scoring who you'd like to see maybe get another chance up in the lineup. Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you subscribed, and I'll see you guys really soon. All right. Bye, guys.